Bear here with If That's the Case, and we are coming back to part 2 for Gray's NZXT S340, because today we have... oh yeah, we have it. So Gray, how have you been enjoying your computer so far?
Good. I've liked it a lot. Been able to get a high overclock. I've been enjoying the lights, the looks. Everything's pretty classy at this point.
All right, and you said you are overclocking, so your CPU is doing a pretty good job for you. I mean, your CPU cooler, of course.
Yeah. So I'm at 4.5 gigahertz right now, steady. I pushed it all the way to 5, and it crashed, of course. But I could probably even get it to 4.7 and be okay. But for stability purposes, 4.5 is where I'm at.
Wow, I'm jealous because you have a 6600K. Steady at a 4.5, and my 6700K won't let me push it past 4.4. I think, as Jay would say, I have that losing lotto ticket. But I think your computer experience is going to get a whole lot better here soon. Why so?
Because today we have the GeForce 1070 Armor Edition.
Alrighty, the GeForce GTX 1070. So, with this, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and install this bad boy, and then we are going to review how everything actually fits inside the NZXT S340 case. Let's begin. So now we are just going to go ahead and rip into it.
Try to do this the right way.
Especially when you're on camera.
Yeah. What's up? Ooh, buddy. All right.
Looking pretty good here. So now that we have the MSI GTX 1070 Armor Edition installed, let's go ahead and actually talk about how everything fits in the case. So the case itself is made for ATX motherboards, and the ATX fits very snugly in here, giving you just little wiggle room to actually get the motherboard in. So that's not too bad. However, the only thing I am going to comment on, probably a negativity here, is that the CPU cooler is Fantex, and it does a great job cooling the CPU. Absolutely no doubt there. However, if you're going to use all 4 slots of your RAM, think twice. It is not possible with this cooler. You'll probably have to move the fan. But we can't move the fans anywhere because it would be outside of the case. So it really does stick out, and it really is. You could push hard enough on the see-through plastic and touch it if you really wanted to. However, the graphics card fits very snugly in there. It has a nice little gap between the CPU cooler and the graphics card. So that's pretty good, and we still have plenty of space if we wanted a bigger graphics card. On top of that, there's still plenty of room in here if you were to have a custom cooled water loop for your reservoir, as well as hiding your pumps downstairs, or perhaps putting it right there. So that's pretty nice and pretty cool, and there's still plenty of space above. You could probably put a decently a good size 140 millimeter radiator on the top, or a decent sized radiator on the back. So all in all, I have to say they did a pretty good job making the case. So Gray, let's go ahead and kind of conclude this video. So what do you think of the case so far?
I think it's great. It's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, like even doing this is kind of gross. But it's easily washed off, wiped off, whatever. Everything fits really well in it. Everything's really clean. It was, you know, I'm not some amazing builder, so it was really easy for me to put all the cables through. The thing no one talks about is that sure, you can get a modular PSU, and then this will hide it, this tank here. But it's still going to be a rat's nest. You can barely put your hand through it right now if you were to open up the other side.
How's the cooling for your computer going?
Good. Everyone says in the reviews that the stock fans aren't good enough, and easily I'll probably need to replace, add some more later. But without the GPU, I mean, I was getting 40 Celsius overclocked. At stock speeds, I'm sure I was sitting at around 30. But with the CPU cooler, as we were talking about before, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit another RAM stick in. I could probably fit one more between the two, but it's just not going to fit a fourth one.
Gotcha. So now you also noticed that there's 3 lights in there. 2 of them are green, kind of at the bottom of the motherboard, and then there's a red one, which we can clearly see right underneath the white ASUS logo on the motherboard. How do you feel about those again?
Yeah, I think the color is super stupid. They have purpose. I'm not saying anything about that, but it is a black and white motherboard. Why the LEDs aren't just white, who knows? I mean, there's 1 red, 2 green, and they're super bright, and they're always glaring me in the face. It doesn't contrast the white LEDs on the RAM sticks very well.
So you think a good option for ASUS would be turning those lights into just white lights?
Yeah, or giving me an option to shut them off.
Oh, okay. So all in all, you are enjoying the computer?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the fastest thing I've ever had, for sure.
Is there any part in here in particular in which you would recommend to someone?
If you have a similar budget to me, then, I mean, easily these parts are very well picked. I spent way too much time looking through parts, looking through reviews, kind of making sure everything fit together. Obviously, I chose pieces that fit well together aesthetically as well. You don't have to do that, especially if you don't have a window. I probably could have saved myself $100, $200 if I just didn't care about aesthetics. But I figured if I'm going to spend, $1,200, it's going to look good.
All right. Well, thank you again. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. So last thing that I want to say is that if you want to look up the specs of the PC, we'll have a PC part picker down below in the description. I want to say special thanks again to my friend Gray for, again, having us over at his place, having us record as he works on and build his PC, first time in about a decade. And then I also want to say a special thanks to him because while I did gift him this case as kind of a Christmas gift, today as I came over, he's like, "Here you go, Merry Christmas." He pushed me a box, and I'm like, "Okay, what's in the box?" And I open it up, and there's like 4 more boxes, and I'm like, "Okay, what is this?" Turns out he went out and he got me light stands, 2 light stands as kind of my Christmas gift. And so thank you, because this is, I think, really going to help with visually helping my YouTube channel and everything that I'm going to be doing from here forward. I guess he watched my first vlogs and decided, yeah, it'll probably be very helpful to him. So thank you again, Gray. I do greatly appreciate it.